Oh, hi, I'm Craig Jones from Circular Ecology.
So Craig, what is the most important challenge for sustainability today?
I believe the most important challenge for sustainability today is probably to embed it in more of our processes and decision making. So at the moment, sustainability for most companies and most organisations is not central to how they do business. It's more of a side issue that's interesting or important to their brand. But when they start to make actual decisions, board level, or designing a building, it gets lost a bit by other pressures, by finance, by cost, by time, a whole range of other issues. So I think that until it becomes more central to what we do, to the decisions we make, we won't make the level of progress that we need.
And does carbon footprinting for business really make a difference?
It can make a difference. It depends how you do it. So I think you need to do it in a clever way. So rather than just go out and say we're just going to do a carbon footprint, doing a carbon footprint is the first step. So by doing the first carbon footprint, you start to understand what a carbon footprint is. You start to understand more about your business and supply chain, and you start to understand how high or low the carbon footprint of your product or buildings are. But then if you don't take that any further, you've not reduced the carbon footprint. So to get the real benefit, you need to start taking action to reduce the impacts, which if you're a manufacturer looking at the impact of a lower impact product. If you're a designer of a building, start looking at the materials that you're selecting to reduce the carbon footprint of a building.
And what about water footprinting? Is that really necessary?
Water footprinting. I think water footprinting is a topic that will be more important in the future. So at the moment it's even more niche than a carbon footprint. And when I present on water footprinting, it's normally the first time that most people have come across the topic. But it's a useful tool for telling us where the water issues are within a supply chain. So if we look at carbon, a carbon footprint is a global issue because carbon is released here and it causes effects all around the world. Also, no one really understands what a ton of carbon is, what it looks like, what kind of impact or damage it does on the environment. Whereas a litre of water, a metre cubed of water, a million litres of water, we can visualise it easier because we interact with water every day. And we can see the direct impact of water-related incidents much easier, from droughts, floods, stresses on rivers, lakes, pollution, etc. So what water footprinting helps to do is you can look at your supply chain and look at all the goods you buy and look where they're made and how much water is being consumed in that area. And it might be that the water issue is not in the UK, it might be in India or China or in Spain, Germany. Other localities where we're consuming too much water to make the goods that we produce, that we buy in the UK.
And the paradox of technology, is it a problem or a solution?
Paradox of technology. I think that's a great question. I think if you go back decades, it was a serious problem in terms of increasing the amount of energy that we consume. Everyone has a few cars nowadays and so many laptops and mobile phones, and everything's kitted out with so much technology that it just consumed a lot more energy. And initially, as they got a bit more efficient, you just ended up having more of everything, so the rebound effect. So the technology was becoming lower energy consuming, but then we'd have more of it. But I think now that it offers hope to really help us get to where we need to be on sustainability, because there's much more clever software applications and clever remote monitoring and sensoring and smart metering, things that can manage our heating systems better when we're out, and things that can really help us manage our energy and resources in a much more efficient manner.